and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Thursday, August 14th. We begin with a developing story on the near north side that we've been following all morning long. A police shooting that led to a chase and then a SWAT standoff. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez reports.
Investigators are still on the scene, and they seem to be focusing on the middle house here behind us. Still been taking pictures and poking around. This all started about 14 hours ago on the northwest side of town near the I-69, I-460, or northeast side of town, rather, on the I-469, I-69 interchange there. Here is some video of the dramatic end of that chase that you mentioned, Gina. That was doorbell video from a doorbell camera that a neighbor shared with us earlier this morning. Again, that was the end of the chase where you can hear officers exchanging gunfire with the suspect. Last we heard, there are still two people that police are looking for. We haven't had an update there in a while. IMPD says that no officers or suspects were hurt in that gunfire, and this later, a few hours ago now, we mentioned that SWAT standoff that we have video of as well. There we saw police move into one of the houses and apprehend a suspect, or a person here rather. We don't know really what their involvement is. Police aren't saying their involvement in this case right now, and we also saw them get wheeled off on a stretcher to an ambulance. Again, police haven't given us any updates on what that person was involved with, and they also haven't really given us a description of the suspects here. They are still on the look, last we heard, for two different suspects in this case. No descriptions. We do know that one of them at least was a male, and police say that they're continuing to ask for more doorbell video, just like the one that we showed you. Reporting on the near north side, I'm Hernan Gutierrez for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
An Indianapolis couple faces jail time after police found their 3-year-old daughter unresponsive. 24-year-old Joshua Cahigas and 22-year-old Melly Jackson are both charged with neglect. Police say the young girl, who is the daughter of Cahigas, suffered bruises consistent with abusive trauma. Police say she was rushed into emergency surgery after they discovered a massive brain bleed. Investigators say she has a very high probability of death. Indiana House Democrats say the fight over Republican redistricting efforts could have major implications for Hoosiers and even the entire country. And now California is considering making some big moves too. Garrett Berquist reports.
Texas Democrats are holed up here in Chicago to block their legislature from acting on a proposal to redraw their state's congressional districts. Indiana Democrats say the Hoosier state could be next.
Never in my life did I think that the Vice President of the United States would come to my state to ask our legislature to shoplift 2 congressional districts.
2 caucuses from thousands of miles apart, brought together by the same issue.
So it doesn't matter. I'm American, just like those folks in Indiana are American, and we represent American values. We believe in the Constitution, and all this mid-decade redistricting, it's taking away from a very basic fundamental right that we all have. That's fair and proper representation.
Indiana House Democrats met their Texas counterparts at a park on the south side of Chicago. They say voters need to urge their elected officials not to back a last-minute redraw of Indiana's maps. Governor Mike Braun has been non-committal so far. Democrats say they want a definitive no.
We have a president that wants to have control of everything. The Republicans have a bunch of failed policies. Their big, beautiful bill has become a big, beautiful mess, or a big, ugly mess, I should say. And people are starting to feel the impacts of their policies, and they realize that they can't keep control.
Some House Republicans appear to support redrawing the maps. Representative Andrew Ireland says Indiana Democrats apparently have so little faith in their ability to actually earn the average Hoosier's vote that they'd rather cling to a map with 2 safe congressional districts instead of a map with potentially several competitive districts. Others call a special session a bad idea.
We are very fiscally responsible and doing a great job. So, why risk throwing a wrench in all the accomplishments that we have managed to get done in this time by pulling a political stunt that really doesn't need to be pulled? The best I guess we can pick up is 1 congressional seat.
So far, House and Senate Republican leaders have not indicated whether they would favor the governor calling a special session. On the south side of Chicago, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
Texas Democrats say they will decide by tomorrow how to respond to Governor Greg Abbott's plan to call a second special session to redraw districts. In a statement, House Democrats criticized the governor for focusing on their walkout instead of on funding and relief following flooding last month that killed at least 135 people. The statement says Abbott can choose to govern for Texas families, or he can keep serving Trump and face the consequences we've unleashed nationwide. California Governor Gavin Newsom could make an announcement as early as today about plans to redraw congressional maps. The move counters recent efforts made by Texas Republicans. Late last night, Governor Gavin Newsom's office posted to social media a picture with the caption, "Liberation Day is tomorrow." Previous posts from Newsom's office mocked the style used on social media by President Trump and say Newsom will make an announcement on redrawing California's districts. Newsom has previously said he would back off the plan if Texas abandoned its redistricting efforts. President Trump says he will ask Congress to extend federal control of Washington, D.C.'s police force. Earlier this week, Trump invoked emergency powers that give federal authorities control for up to 30 days. Congress needs to approve any extension of that time period.
We're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting in, and it's going to pertain initially to D.C.
So far, roughly 800 National Guard troops have been activated. 200 of them are designated to help local law enforcement. Let's talk sports. The Colts' last practice is this afternoon. It's a joint one with the Green Bay Packers. If you would like to check it out, tickets are a bit more than the rest of the camp practices. $10 for adults, and fans under 18 can get in free. Colt City opens at 1. Practice kicks off at 3. The Colts and the Packers will play a preseason game Saturday at 1 o'clock at Lucas Oil. When it comes to the weather, it's been a hot and humid week, but today will bring some relief. Meteorologist Tara Hastings has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
Enjoy this brief break because it is going to be sweltering for the weekend. Let me show you what we have going on right now. We've got temperatures into the lower 80s in Indianapolis, also in Muncie and Bloomington. We're at 78 degrees in Lafayette, 77 in South Bend, Columbus, and Richmond. We've got sunshine pretty much across the entire state. And again, those humidity values a little bit lower than what we had yesterday, except southern Indiana. We've got some really intense humidity a little bit farther southward with those dew points into the 70s, but lower 60s right now in Indianapolis. So enjoy this brief break in the high humidity, as it's going to feel a little bit better than what we had yesterday. Yesterday, we're in this miserable category. We've dropped that a little bit, and I think we'll be pretty comfortable to uncomfortable at times during the afternoon. Satellite and radar shows nothing really going on, and I don't anticipate any kind of rain at all. If you are going to be heading to Colts training camp up in Westfield, look for mostly sunny skies. Now, the temperature is going to climb mid-80s, upper 80s, right around 4 or 5 o'clock. So it's going to feel a little bit hotter out there. We're looking for those heat indices or feels like temperatures into the lower 90s. I think we will see air temperatures into the lower 90s in southern Indiana. And everybody gets into the 90s for the weekend. We'll talk about how this could be one of the hottest weekends that we see all summer long. We'll share that forecast coming up in a few minutes.
To get a peek at Tara's full forecast, just head over to WishTV.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Thursday, August 14th. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at WishTV.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.